Hello. Today I'd like to talk with you about how to automate your social media. So I think a lot of small business owners have that problem and they know that really at the end of the day you don't have the time to do your social media and to go on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and what's not to get your social media and your commentary out there. So therefore, I like to show you how to automate it and how to make it easier, even though you still have to work, but it will definitely decrease the workload, and it will help you to be more efficient and to use more social media more efficiently. So yeah, the first tip I'd like to give you is to actually set time in your diary to do it. Instead of going every evening and thinking about what can I post today, like why don't you just schedule a time in your diary? And I'm only asking you to do it once a month. Schedule a time in your diary once a month. Put 2 or 3 hours aside, maybe even half a day. It depends on how many posts a week you like to do. So think about that first. Have a strategy. How many posts would you like to do? Is it maybe one? Is it two? Is it three? Would you like to have 7 posts per week? Personally, I think 7 is a little much. It depends obviously on the industry you're in, but I think you also should, it should be scalable for yourself. So if you're already struggling to do your social media, don't start doing it with like 7 posts per week, or maybe even 2 posts a day and 7 days a week. So, set your goals appropriately. So perhaps do two, or like maybe start with just one post. If you haven't done social media as of yet, but you know that you have to get started, maybe just start with one, and then you can always increase. But really important with social media is to be consistent. So because the people are waiting for you to post. So, and if you only post like once a month and then like maybe 2 months later again, and then all of a sudden you have like all these ideas, so you post 3 posts in 1 week, that's not consistent and no one really knows what you're doing. So have a strategy, think about how often you can post, and then start with maybe like just 1 post or 2 weeks, 2 posts a week, set the time in your diary, and then think about what you like to talk about. So if you have 1 post a week, maybe, or 2 posts, maybe you could do always one day of the week you do, you categorize it. Like you could do one day a week, you could talk about yourself and your services so people get to know you a bit better, to be a bit more personal. And then the other day you could do about a trending topic. So think about like different things. Some ideas is like a poll, tips and tricks. As I just mentioned, like a personal thing, like maybe a picture about yourself on a holiday, or like obviously something like not too fancy, but or like depending on the industry, maybe a recipe or videos, even though people hate videos, but trending topics, anything that you could think of that might be interesting. So categorize it a little bit, have a strategy within. And then, as I said at the beginning, prep in advance, your time, like sit down for 3 or 4 hours a day, once a month, and treat it as like an appointment in your diary, and then work on what you like to write instead of writing it like each week. You can make this so much easier. You are much more productive. Your ideas are flowing a lot better, and then you will be surprised once you start creating your content. You will always think, oh, this is a good question. So perhaps start with like the top 10 questions your clients ask you. Sit down, write that down, and then you can start creating your content. So I hope this was helpful to you. So just to repeat again, so set the time in your diary, have a strategy, prep in advance, and save your ideas that you come across. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and if you have any questions, please contact me.